Oh, there we go. We're in. How are we looking? Quick check. Yeah, we're fine. Nice. Hey everyone, welcome to the stream.
Are we live? I thought you were just bantering.
No, yeah, just having the.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just checking ourselves out. I think we are live. Yeah, we are. Look, we've got the green light.
Green light. Yeah, we're live. Wicked. Cool.
Hey, I forgot to mention something. I've got genuinely really bad crick in my neck. I slept on my neck really weirdly.
Oh mate, I'm sorry.
So I can't. If I do turn to you, I'm doing that. It's not because I'm. Partly it's because I'm weird, but also because.
It's alright. If it kind of feels like being overly dramatic.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to scooch up a bit.
So aid.
with a. Oh no, I'm too high now. Oh no. Hope it's tall.
Can I go higher? That's alright.
If you go higher, we can then. Anyway, don't matter. Yeah, it's Adriano, or Aid for short, or Rizzo. We try that one out.
You can go with Rizzo if you want. Yeah, people call me that at school. But I went to public school. I haven't got called by their surname.
Oh.
Weird. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Public school, eh?
Yes.
Tell you what I've not done. I've not even launched the game yet.
Oh, well,
let me do that.
haven't we?
Good day. Tweakopedia. Hey everyone.
Hi everybody.
Who have we got?
IZG. Alright.
Is Magor? This is always a fun game.
Yeah. I like trying to read people's names and wondering if I'm actually supposed to be able to read them. Like Bed Coalmaster. That's an interesting one.
Actually, Bed Coalmaster does make a good point. So about the new UI, is it permanent as the way it is right now? As in, will it change or improve? So it's only just been put into unstable, which means that it will most likely have some tweaks and things like that made to it. But it's safe to say, as it is.
I mean, the general vibe of it is finalised. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. The general vibe is how it's going to look. And yeah, there'll be some like bug fixes and some tweaks to it as well. Yeah. But essentially, it's in place.
So there you go. So those that don't know, that haven't been around for a while, Aid is... What is Aid?
I'm the QA manager.
QA manager. So you manage all the QA?
I manage QA, yes.
I'm feeling for time because I'm up installing the latest unstable so we can show off the new UI.
Yeah,
the new UI, I like it, but only just a little thingy. It's a bit oversized perhaps, just a thought. The undo button is off-center. Okay.
Really? The undo button looked okay to me. I don't know what aspect ratio you're playing in Bed Coalmaster. Maybe it's one of the sort of in-between ones. I mean, we mainly focused on looking at 4x3 and 16x9. I mean, it was massively off-center, and we had to get a bug fix for that. So I guess we'll have another look and see.
Thanks for the heads up, though.
Tweakopedia thinks it's a bit oversized. I would tend to disagree, mainly because part of the point of it was to keep it all in these side panels as much as possible. Yeah. Obviously, we're limited because of the amount of options that we want to give the player, but essentially all of it is put on these, Nadine, I assume this is the technical term, shelves. Shelves on the side. Yeah, and I think it works quite well in that respect to make sure that the player still has plenty of visibility of their tech when they're building. I guess the tech loader is a bit different, but I mean, if you think it's a bit oversized, try playing in 4x3.
Who even has 4x3 these days? Really?
I don't know, but like we've been negligent in our testing of it. Like, like the UI, bringing in the new UI certainly helped us find a few other bugs, not necessarily just related to the UI. Oh yeah, that's correct, isn't it? Yeah, sorry.
You alright?
No, yeah, just ignore me. I was just being idiotic.
Right. So today we are going to be doing the community core stream, where we go through your submitted text and kind of give them a bit of a runaround. Hopefully Aid would be somewhat better at this than the average, because he does this quite literally for a living.
Yeah, well, they're driving around with them and stuff. I guess they do. Yes.
Yeah, well, at least yeah. So hopefully we'll get to do some justice to these texts. Yeah. So shall we just get into it?
Yeah, man, let's crack on.
Let's do it. There we go. So I'm going to load into R&D because I like it. Literally no other reason. I'm a fan of R&D.
It's good, yeah. I mean, it's only up until recently we haven't really done much with it, but like we've now added all these different sections a couple of stables ago, and I think it's given it a bit of a refresher. And to be honest, I do a lot of my sort of general kind of functionality testing of how blocks work in R&D. Quite nice. Also, the flat terrain makes things a bit easier as well.
Yes, that's actually the main thing. Is the flat terrain. you know what? I'm going to remove the playing border. So we can just show off the new UI a little bit more.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, the buttons.
Because there's a few buttons down here. Obviously, inventory, but also you can't really see it. But there's a little mini map. That's not that relevant. You'd rather see our faces than that. Yeah, here it is. New UI, guys. This is what it looks like. And then this is your inventory. See, I mean, I see what you're saying. The icons are bigger, and you know.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it feels like it takes up less space. It's less intrusive anyway. It takes up less of this sort of playing area.
I mean, I think it's better from the fact that you can actually see the blocks a bit better. Because, I mean, one of the issues I've always had is that we now have pushing 700 blocks in the game,
insane.
and it's difficult to. It's difficult to tell the difference between some of them just looking at the image, especially a lot of like the Hawkeye armor blocks, a lot of the Better Future sort of standard blocks. It's, you know, I'm not sure how people were able to differentiate before, because I would struggle myself. So I'm quite grateful for the larger preview image of each block at least. I'll try and answer some questions whilst you're doing this.
Thanks, mate.
Do you know about the R&D load bug? Every time I load any R&D save, it crashes the game and Steam. Okay, that sounds quite bad. No, I've not had that.
Pretty bad.
One thing I would suggest is, are the save games using the new R&D or the old one? Because there are obviously compatibility issues with using R&D saves from the older version of it. So that might be an issue. Steam crashing is probably a Steam thing.
Yeah,
that could be. Yeah, we've had issues internally with that since they updated their library. Some people getting crashes quite a lot.
I found if I where are the teleporters are there? I found with reinstalling Steam, uninstall Steam and reinstall Steam helped with that. Yeah. Anyway, right. Here we go then. So it's Thunderflame. This is the TFV-29 Orion. I love the names. A prototype tech utilising powerless anti-gravity and autonomous weaponry. I suggest consulting the control scheme and detonating the bolts before flying it. Also hold down space the whole time. So it's a multi-tech. It has anti-grav and turrets.
I like its back end there. That looks pretty cool with the because you've got the Better Future, skin, the alternate skin for Better Future. It fits in quite nicely with Hawkeye. I think.
Does.
Yeah.
So one thing I think we had requested quite a lot was more sort of crossover between the different sort of alternative skins or custom skins. So maybe that's something we could work on in the future, but yeah, definitely the Better Future alt skin and Hawkeye just
well. I think so. I think there's a couple of skins which really work together quite nicely. I think maybe the only exception is Geocore. Like that orange one doesn't really sit with any of the others, but it should.
I don't think it should. I think Geocore just is its own thing.
Yeah, they're like builders.
Yeah. Right. So this is a new. Oh god, look at this. This is the new control scheme UI. Pretty much the same layout, I suppose. Just looks all fancy and stuff. Okay, so pitch is S and W. Yaw is A and D. Acceleration left shift. Board page up, page down. Strafe is E, Q, lift. Okay, cool. Right. Well, let's just get into it. So here's the thing. This isn't just. This is just because we're in R&D, right?
What do you mean? It's just
the speedometer.
Yeah, the speedo and the altimeter appear by default in
R&D. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, why aren't we taking off aid?
I'm not sure. He mentions to detonate the bolts before flying it and also hold down space the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's got an anti-grav thing in it. Oh, there you go.
That's
pretty
clever.
cool.
Okay, so this is powerless anti-grav. I like it with a wicked effect.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I like it. It's kind of nice how we've got the like debris inside of it as well. It looks really nice, doesn't it?
That was one of those things. I think was it one of the artists, or was it Sam or someone? Just is on a whim, just thought I'd just put some debris in there. Just I think it was just to see kind of how it. It wasn't meant to be designed as a thing. It was just
to see what it looked like.
Oh, we've run out. How's that happened?
Oh, it's a pretty decent landing though, mate.
Oh, thanks, man. That was smooth.
No power. This is good.
Okay, so we need to find something to shoot.
Yeah, you might need to teleport though.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Probably the easiest way to go about it. Ooh, can you get this into the teleport?
Let's just swap back into this. I'm going to go into build beam. We're going to shoot over to the teleporter. And
what kind of questions have you got here whilst we're moving over there? Dark theme for the UI. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like a dark theme as well, actually. I don't know about you, I tend to swap over dark theme to dark themes on most apps and stuff that I have. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, there's no getting around it. It's quite. It's quite bright.
Yeah, it is quite bright.
A lot of brightness.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that might be considered in the future, I'm sure. But we want to make sure it's in and working first before we can have like alternates.
I don't know if I should have done that. Oh no.
Oh, what did you do? Whoa!
I've broken it.
It's like you've desynced your text. We need to reload it.
Try this. Let's do that. Whoopsie. Don't decouple and then build beam. That's top tip for that. So we've done that. Okay, so it is autonomous. That's good to know. I'm going to fire this. This is really cool. This is a really cool way of doing it. I love that it's a this is really cool actually. Because what it is, it's obviously when I fire, it's only going to fire my weapons or on my main tech, and the multi-tech is going to do that, and then it's basically free anti-grav.
So the AI is firing the firing the missiles.
It's a multi-tech. So
yeah, that's really clever, isn't it?
Really clever. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I mean it looks cool as well.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's like a force field, but like, which I suppose it is.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you've got like shields and stuff around it as well.
I've never seen anti-grav used in this way.
Oh really?
No,
right. That's
not in this. I
wouldn't have thought of it to be used like this, to be honest. Rather than using the anti-grav blocks, using the weapons to generate it. And I guess that way you don't need to worry about charging.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty smart.
Ooh. Okay, right. Well, that's the end of that. As a concept, top marks.
Tell Matt to fix the wheel threading deadlock for me, please. Is that something that you would do, Matt?
Yeah, I'm all about the wheel threading deadlock.
Coding. Yeah. You are coding. Matt invented coding.
For everyone, the whole world.
I'm not sure what Whitepaw is talking about specifically there, ZG. There was a bug that somebody was struggling to boot the game because of some issue with wheels. That's now been fixed, but I don't know whether that's related to it. Get him to put something on the forum, please. And then I'll pass it to somebody who knows what he's doing about.
Yeah, I like that one. A lot of fun to play. Good work. Ben Buchan.
Oh, Ben Bacon, he's a classic, isn't he?
Yeah, Ben Bacon, we go way back.
Benny B.
Absolutely.
This tech does not descend well when moving due to the number of wings. Just a helicopter to replace my old ones which have lift problems. Right, okay.
The regular helicopter control scheme. So what's it saying there, Ray? Sorry?
He says, note, this tech does not descend well when moving due to the number of wings. So I guess don't fly down.
Okay. Fly up.
Fly up. But I mean, it looks like it seems like it's just using standard helicopter controls, right? So essentially, I mean, it's like what those things are called. They're like, is it an Osprey? Is that what they call them? It's like a military massive helicopter where they've got the two rotors on the wings, essentially. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, I'm not really a military guy.
No, you pulled it off.
I made it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
That's half the battle, mate.
It's all about, mate, yeah. It's all about.
Okay, yeah, so what have we got? Just a load of stuff.
Yeah, that's nice as well, like with the... I like it when we put in, like, the good thing about flying text is that you can have like the weapons on the underside, which is a nice option to have because it gives you more space to put weapons. I mean, like when you're, especially something like this with all the rotors on the wings.
We've got roll. I need roll right arrow. That's what I need. Okay, yeah. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Look at that. You're pretty swish with the helicopter controls, mate. I'm terrible with them.
You've jinxed it now. I'm gonna fail miserably.
You're gonna stack it into the ground.
Also, we're not really doing anything yet. Let's go do something.
Yeah, I always find it a little bit fiddly, but that's just me.
Has it got anything? Do we need to charge it up? We need to charge it up. I have always had trouble with helicopters. Mainly because I can never make a good one. I can never make a good, stable helicopter. Anyway, Galvin on. I am still depressed that all my text that I designed to work together in a mix and match config no longer works because when you put the text together, it no longer anchors. It used to work perfect every time.
I'm not sure what we might have done to stop that from happening.
Is there any text in particular, or is it?
Yeah.
I know I'm sure you've mentioned this before, Galvin on. I mean. This is also the nature of the beast when it comes to this kind of game, or the game that we make. We're going to update stuff, things are going to change.
Yeah.
You know, we would love to make it so that everyone's text work absolutely all of the time. But sometimes, you know, depending because these things are so big, and because there's quite literally sometimes so many moving parts. If one of those things gets changed or adjusted, the whole thing can come crumbling down. So sometimes there are just things that we can't do to stop that. You know?
Yeah, we try to avoid like doing anything which might break
cost.
the majority of saves or text, but sometimes there are what the phrase is, casualties in this sense. I sound like I know what I'm talking about with war and stuff. This is great, like military stuff. Yeah, so you mentioned you don't know how to make a post on a forum. It's pretty simple, really. Just create an account and then do create posts and just try and, I mean, if you want to try and explain what they're supposed to do and if you can put a save game in or something, I guess we can have a look and see. Maybe there is a bug there. I don't know. E before Enderblaze. I sort of actually agree with you on this. The fuel meter is now yellow. Instead, it used to go red, yellow, green. But it's been changed so it matches the battery levels and the displays for that. I kind of like them the other way because you can see more advanced. Like, oh, it's red, I'm running out of fuel. But you know, I can understand the desire to standardise it as well. Okay, well, yeah, this does actually. I mean, this is doing me more favours than I am doing it. It's actually really easy to handle this. Considering how big it is. I say that. I knew that'd happen. I knew I'd say something like that, and then I'd just crash. But yeah, this is actually really, really cool. Yeah, I mean, again, it looks great. We've got some really good aesthetic designers, I think. I mean, multi-techs are great, and you know, you need a certain amount of cleverness, I think, to get multi-tech working. Have you built multi-tech before?
Not even tried. I'll be honest.
I've not even tried.
I've
I've tried a couple of times, like to do something basic, but I can't match some of the ridiculously incredible stuff that some players have made. So, and plus, it's very time consuming, and it's better for me to get other things, so other things work. Any more questions?
Cool. I think this could do some work actually, because there's a lot going on here. But the way it used to work, as I would anchor the deliver arm. Oh God, can you read that?
Yeah, anchor the deliver arm tech, and then drive the scrapper tech against that tech to create a seal. So when the resource bits transfer over, nothing spills over. Yeah, I mean, like I can see what you're saying about how it's a difficult thing to explain. But it would. I mean, if you put something like that along with the save game, and then we can have a look at ourselves. You know, it's like a lot of people, I think, find it easier to be able to visualize it, and so if we can actually sort of read your post whilst in the save game, then we can try and see if we can figure out what's going on. Right, okay, so yeah, what do we got next?
Let's have a look. We've got, let's go to this one. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
Crack at that.
We're not swapping chairs, we're...
Nah.
Here we go. Right. So, any special instructions for this? Please charge. Controls like a plane. Aim with a tail wing and light up the front. Okay. We got full charge. Not quite. Let's just give it another minute. Any more questions? What's waiting for full charge? Rotating blocks will be great, so you can make actual VTOL ships. Yeah, that would be cool. EB saying, seems like Hawkeye Comcore. Yeah, well, I guess.
That's true, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess black is the coolest colour for a lot of people. It just makes everything look dark and threatening.
Wow.
and like Black Ops kind of stuff. Look, I know all military stuff really. It's just in my head, and I just say words, and I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
So if you didn't say that bit at the end,
like exposing the truth.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just double check. Boost. It says use flight controls, but there's no propellers on it, so presumably the boosters are going to do everything required to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
So.
We off?
Oh, whoa! That's some.
Some anti-grav. Yes, give me some anti-grav.
Yeah,
so this is the BGR.
Keeping it level is a bit tricky.
I'm assuming for Burger. Peregrine. Is the Peregrine Falcon? Are the Peregrine the ones that can do like that they do really fast dives?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, that would make sense as to why it's called that. Yeah, let's try. Whoa! I might just go straight for a loop-the-loop. He's got the landing skids on there as well, which I think look really cool because the way they retract. I think we've done a good job. Well, the art guys did a good job with that for sure. Let's see now a little bit and let's dive. Yeah, Gavin, I'm sure you mentioned this to me before. Please, if you the best way to do it is get all this on the forums. Just make a new thread in the bug section or in feedback or wherever. Make a whole thread, attach the game save to it, and then make sure you tag me or Aid in that, and then we can have a look. Tagging is dead easy. It's just at Matt or at Aid. And then we can take a look. I think I might be using my full name actually on the forums because I don't like the way it looks when it's written down. I'm weird. I'm a bit weird like that. Yeah, this is cool. Like, it took me a little bit of time to get used to the controls of it because it's quite sensitive, I guess, because of the anti-grav aspect. But once you're up and away, it's pretty cool. And yeah, once you get used to the sensitivity, it's quite manoeuvrable. Let's try. They're not barrel rolls. It's actually called something else. Can I do that? Roll E and Q. Wow. There we go. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? Lovely.
Wow.
Whoa. It's pretty cool. I mean, this is sort of thing like, you see something in like Star Wars and be like, wow, look at how amazingly manoeuvrable that is. Oh, I nearly landed with minimal damage.
It's fine because the repair bubbles have got your back.
They have, yeah. Yeah, this is great. I really like this. This is cool. Yeah, anti-grav's really added a whole new aspect to the game and what players can do with text.
He says, whilst doing a 360
spinning on the spot. Yeah. Ooh, let's go for
my
axes
lord
as well. Look at that. I mean, look at all this. I mean, you can't see me pointing, but look at all these swirls on there as well. I mean, that's such a great graphical effect. Yeah, our guys did a great. I mean, our guys always do a great job. Some really cool stuff they come up with, and they've got lots more cool stuff coming up too. Right, so should we try the next one?
Let's do it.
What do we do? I go back to return checkpoint.
Do that, and then load in the next one.
Is that this one?
That's it. So this is also by Burger. This is the BGR E-Rectifier. Careful how we say that.
Okay, so am I supposed to just let it fall over? Is there any control?
Charge first, controls like a car, Q and E for pitch, arrow keys for lift, shift for boost.
Okay. So maybe I need to do that as soon. We're supposed to charge it as well. Charge first.
Yeah,
it's a bit
beam. See what happens.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky to get it to charge until.
I have no idea what's going on with this thing.
No, this is crazy. I'm interested to see what it's going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just like the fact that it's this strange shape and it's going to fly around like this. I mean, that's cool. That's again another pretty unique thing that somebody's done. I think. Well, at least from my perspective. But these are solar panels, aren't they?
Yeah. There's a lot of solar panels on the side. Looking at the snapshot that they've attached. It is meant to do. It looks like it's meant to fly up.
Yeah. So I guess it's got anti-grav in it, hasn't it? That'll be why.
Of course, that'll be nice. That's the answer to most things.
Let's wait for all the solar panels to deploy and full charge.
Thunderflame, you were the first one to submit. Therefore, you were the first one to be shown. I think you may have missed it, buddy.
I was just sorry. I'll scroll up to see if we missed any questions.
I need to check that we're actually apparently we've not got a game. We're not listed as a game. We've not listed the game TerraTech on our Twitch. So
really? What? What?
I don't know actually. While we're charging, I'm going to just jump into. Can you write the letters T, W, I, T, C, H?
Oh, slow down, mate. What was that? No game listed.
No game.
Looks. I mean, you're the Twitch guy. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'll just let you control everything.
Okay, stream information. This title, go live notification, the category. Do I just do?
Was this our Halloween music?
Yeah. I think that's done it, guys. Yes, Galvanon. If you in the bug section, because I feel like this could be a bug rather than anything else.
Yeah, post it under bugs for now, and then we'll move it around if necessary.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, EB confirms update. All right, wicked. Okay,
all right,
so
click on me.
what were the controls? Controls like a car. So let's unanchor. Nice.
Whoa! Talking of this feels like it should be in Star Wars.
Yeah, this is pretty great, isn't it? Yeah.
Look at all these weapons on the front. Oh my god!
Whoa! So what has he got on here? These are the battleship cannons, right? I think that's what they're called. He stuck a couple of Zeus lasers on the side as well. What else can we do? Q and E for pitch, arrow keys for lift, shift for boost. Oh, it's not even going as fast as it can.
120 miles an hour.
That's pretty fast, really.
Isn't that big? What I'd imagine, if this was Star Wars, they'd have an elevator shaft that goes all the way through, and they'd be like fighting the elevator shaft, and then they'll pop out the top, and then they'd fight on the top bit, and then it'll get to the climax, and then someone's hand will get chopped off, and it'll fall off the side.
I was kind of thinking that they would have like vents on around the outside, and you'd have little tiny like TIE fighter techs that would fly into it and be like, "Oh no, I missed," or whatever the line is in Star Wars. I have seen it.
Are you a Star Wars? I know you're a Batman fan.
Oh, I'm more of a Batman guy, but obviously I've seen Star Wars, and yes, obviously I'm disappointed by the new trilogy, like most people are, but whatever.
But it's not a trilogy yet. Let's give it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, let's see if the new one is okay.
I was upset that they quit doing the Solo.
Oh, the Star Wars story.
Yeah, I want more of those. I need more. Like Rogue One was immense. It was.
Okay, all right. Well, let's agree to disagree on that one. Ooh, I just anchored it, and it's.
There you go. Now you're fine.
Adjust the pitch back a bit.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decently made movie, but I don't know. I think it suffers from production issues, like a lot of big Hollywood movies do these days. Justice League, stuff like that. People want one thing, but it doesn't really work, so they try something else, and then they just try and make it.
Well, that's one thing
together.
That's one thing the Marvel MCU's done really well. Is Kevin Feige, or whatever he's called. He's just basically been that voice of reason the whole way through, and he can, I think he's done a top-notch job.
There's certainly a definitive idea going through them all, which is to make money. But anyway, right, so we should probably talk about TerraTech, or at least stuff within relation to TerraTech. So this is really cool. It certainly looks a lot different to what I've usually seen, and it controls really well for the shape and size of it. So
And to go, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Wicked. All right, next one up. You might load this one in. Okay. Actually, it's a Steam Workshop.
Okay. How are we doing that?
Open that link up. Should plug in. Yeah.
So just got to subscribe.
That's it.
This top one here?
There you go.
Lovely stuff. Right. Oh, nice. Right.
This is massive.
Let's charge it. Oh, blimey. Yeah, this is good, isn't it?
Do you want to go back to that tab so we can read the instructions before we get told off?
Where's that? Okay. So this one is from Gar.
It hovers Hold down to enable ground mode. Hold up to disable ground mode. Anchor to let it charge.
Okay, right. So we are anchored. We are charging. And we're also getting charged from the charge station as well. So hopefully this will go by pretty quick. So hold down to enable ground mode. Hold up to disable ground mode. Also has a power gauge and fuel gauge, even though thrusters are anathema. That's a complicated word.
I think we need to Google that one.
Yeah, what doesn't that mean? Like unnecessary? Or
well, what do you think it is? And then we'll Google it.
I think it's probably. I mean, I'm going to say slide from the Greek or something for starters.
Yeah.
Because that makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
it's from the Greek.
You're Greek?
I'm not Greek.
No,
I'm
you're
Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
That's it. Same Italian. So like Greeks, but better. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Oh, I don't know.
Chat, what do you think that word means? I don't Google it either. I can watch it. I'm watching every one of you. I'm hacked into your Googles, so don't Google it. What does that word mean? Abe thinks it means
something that, well, I think it's probably from a Greek word that means something that's like not entirely necessary, or like an extra thing that's on there, sort of thing that you don't really need.
Interesting. Well, let's get the votes in and we'll see what people
let's see what it is. Right.
So you mean like it's superfluous?
Yes, superfluous.
Or redundant?
Or redundant, yes.
Another word
yes,
for that.
Those are also words I should learn.
Brilliant. Okay, well we're at 2 and a bit bars.
Okay, we'll probably crack on with it. Right, so hold down to enable ground mode, up to enabled.
We are anchored. Maybe she unanchor.
Yeah, we will unanchor,
okay,
yes.
Cool.
So we are unanchored, so let's hold down. Let's start with ground mode. So it doesn't have wheels on it. Oh, it does have wheels, it's got tracks. So here we go.
Okay.
Nice. So like any tech with tracks on, it's very sluggish to turn.
Yeah.
I mean, some people reckon they could be better, but when you've got this many on here, I mean, I'm fairly certain if you had this many tracks on a real life vehicle, it would probably struggle to have a decent turning circle. Whoa. Look at we've got the lasers on the outside, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Look at that. But what we really need is some enemies, so let's. We got to restart.
Yes,
We have to restart R&D, won't we? Yeah. Because all the turrets have already been annihilated.
Well, no one's got back to us, so I'm just going to Google what that word means.
Let's do it.
Something or someone that one vehemently dislikes.
Okay. So now we have context. Even though the thrusters are something that you very much dislike, Gar, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It has power gauge and a fuel gauge, even though thrusters are something that you dislike or vehemently dislike.
Sorry, you don't like thrusters.
Also, apparently they're a rock band. Should I have a listen to them?
Let's not give them any
free
advertising. If anything, we should be putting on Anime. So
yeah.
I sure will do that one day.
Anyway, you're right. There you go. I'm glad that we put that one to bed.
Right. Okay. So let's get this tech back up with the thrusters that you don't like. Probably should have done this before. We've got to let it charge again, haven't we?
Onion build beam as well. There you go.
Yeah. If I build beam. Oh. Okay. Well. Let's charge for a minute. Let's just leave it to charge for a sec. Sorry about that, guys. That was I don't kill Comcore enough. So let's fire some questions or something whilst we're waiting for it to charge.
You can't be outing.
Let's go.
Please turn off your damage feedback option in graphics, pretty please. Shall we do it?
Oh, who's asking?
Zero.
Oh, I don't know, mate. Oh, blimey. Jeez, cool, blimey. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's do it. I know it's not for everyone, but you should have seen it when we first put it in the game. It was
migraine.
It was well worse than it is now. It was, blimey, seizure-like.
Someone in the Discord asked if there will be plans to have a compact UI option someday in the future. So, we don't know is the honest answer. It's still kind of early days with the new UI. We explained earlier, it's only in unstable right now, which means there's still some work that needs to be done to it. It's we're still gathering feedback. I think one of the things that I've seen the most is that it seems to be quite big. I know we talked about it earlier, and then maybe having the option to sort of scale the UI would work. The trouble with that, and the trouble with any sort of additional support that we add to the new UI, is it just requires code time. It requires coders to add that functionality to it. And as it stands, that's a really expensive resource. So we'd rather use that time to add new blocks and new features and actually new game modes rather than sort of messing around with the UI. There are other ways we can go about that, I think. Again, sort of Nadeem, who's the guy that did the whole UI, will have a better idea as to how that'll work.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing you got to remember is as well that, like, this might sound harsh, I don't know, but most players aren't going to want those kind of options, or won't need them. Like, they don't necessarily want to move their UI around or be able to resize it themselves and stuff like that. And I understand it's like massively convenient for players who do want to do that, but it's not something that everyone's going to need or want. So we have to weigh that in as well. We're making a decision on whether to add those kind of things in there. If one person asks us for something, we're not going to do it necessarily unless it's like mind-blowingly great idea. But it's something that we need to factor in. Like, is it worth the cost, the amount of code time? And code time is always at a premium. I think in the entire time I've worked here, only once I've ever seen another department have been massively overtasked during a milestone. It's usually always code. Yeah. So let's have them working on cool new stuff.
Yeah,
right.
That's the underlying thing. Zero G asks, will Nadeem talk directly on the forum or appear on stream? So the plan is to get the UI, get everything sort of set up and ready for when it goes into stable, and then once it's in stable, we've sort of taken every bit of feedback on board. We can then address that, and then we can let you guys know what we plan to do. So we don't know. Again, we don't know. Is your answer? But we're not, we'll have something to show you guys.
Yeah. I'm sure Nadeem's obviously going to be interested in people's feedback.
Absolutely.
Like give his own thoughts on
why
he's done things the way we are. So yeah.
So.
Right. Let's see what we can do. It's taken a while to charge. I think there's something weird going on here. I think it's sending energy back to this.
That is interesting. There's a bit of a.
I'm not sure we should be doing that. But let's find some enemies.
One thing that we've seen a lot of as well, I put this down to people just generally not liking change, which is fine. Change is hard sometimes, especially when you're that used to it. Muscle memory is a pain.
Yeah.
Will there be an option to enable the old UI or sort of swap between the two? Probably not. I will actually defer to Aid on this. Do you know why we wouldn't want to have the option to do that? Apart code support aside.
To swap between the two UIs?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because I've got to test both of them.
Yeah.
Just to give you some clarity here. So when the new UI went in, it took us 2 weeks to test it.
Solid 2 weeks.
Solid 2 weeks to test it.
It was huge.
We had like hundreds of bugs going in. Well, that might have been an exaggeration.
I don't know.
Probably like maybe
in total.
It was well over 100 bugs that went in anyway. That was with the whole team looking at it as well. Actually, no, that isn't true. I think somebody was on holiday. So we were 75% work power while we were doing that. And so if we've been able to cover two UIs, sorry mate, yeah, cheers. Let's keep the Twitch stream interesting for people who don't have audio on.
Okay.
So it's a huge thing to have to put two UIs in because any change to it has got to be tested twice. We're going to have to keep on top of like having one person in the old UI, one person in the new UI, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but hey, the old UI worked fine. Why do you need to keep testing it? And I'll tell you why. It's because it's my job. That's why. Not just mine, the whole team's.
But it's like we've seen with any update, like we were saying earlier, any little change, you don't know what effect it's going to have. That's why we have a whole QA team. That's why we use you guys in a way to help QA for us, because there are things that we just can't account for. Coding and programming is a funny thing.
Our game is huge for the size of our team, and I'm not just talking about the QA team. The entire studio. Our game is sprawling in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of aspects to it which make it difficult for us to be able to do the sort of things that you're suggesting. It is. Obviously, I don't have the final say whether we would have the option to toggle the old UI, but if it came to a vote, I'd say no.
Well, me too. Honestly, me too. I think we've put a lot of work into the new UI. It needs modernising. The old one was out of date. I don't care what anyone says. The old one was out of date. And I don't think that was done by someone that knows UI or does GUI at all. I think it was just Jason. Or even
Jason did the previous UI.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really think that's Jason's bag. Nadeem has been brought in specifically to do 2D design, and that's what we've done. So
I mean, I think primarily Nadeem's a graphic designer.
Yeah.
So it's his forte essentially.
Exactly.
Whereas when Jason did, I'm pretty sure Jason did both the previous UIs, and I mean this is the second UI change we've had since I started working here.
Okay.
So I mean, Nadeem's put a lot of work into it. I think it looks really good. A lot of things are a lot clearer for you to see.
It just needs modernising. Ultimately is it. It just needs updating and modernising. Yeah. It's free. We're going to pay for it.
And he's had to overcome some really interesting challenges with it as well. Like, I mean, it's worth pointing out that do you mind just bringing up the tech loader again? Quickly. It's worth pointing out that all this stuff in the blue bar on the side, all of that stuff was like basically like text beforehand, and he had to figure out ways to cram that down into a small space so it'd be less invasive for the player, and that's no mean feat. I mean, I remember us discussing so do you mind just hovering over this option here, the show available text only option? There was nobody was really sure like how to sort of communicate that in just like an icon. And he's done a great job. You know, he streamlined it, kept it all into these side panels. It looks consistent. I mean, I can see like not everyone's going to be happy, but I think it looks fantastic myself. I think it's a huge improvement.
So there, EB4 Ender Blaze. Thanks for dropping by. Can you give us all any idea what these might look like in advance?
He's referring. It's a two-parter basically. All the UI menus and crafting overlays. So I'm not sure when or if the crafting overlays are going to be redone myself. There are obviously some things which do need redoing. There is obviously a bit of a discrepancy with the main menu, the front end, and the new UI and how it can look a little bit jarring, so I'm not sure whether we have a plan in place for us to sort of rectify that when new UI appears over the old UI and vice versa. But I mean, I'm sure if Nadeem's got any plans, he'd be happy to share them with you once they're in the game.
So this will just.
Should we re-swap?
Yeah,
let's re-swap.
We shall.
Because I tend to take my time. You're a bit more efficient than me when it comes to this stuff.
It's absolute classic QA.
Yeah.
Absolutely thorough, making it a real job for us.
Try and do our best.
So this is by Aardvark123. It's a silver trident. It's pretty powerful and has good straight line speed. It is useless at turning or going up hills. Good job we're in R&D.
Good call, mate. Yeah.
So what have we got? We've got a big old SCU at the front. I love the look of it.
Yeah, all the skew on the front looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Singularity containment unit, everyone, just in case you wanted to know what SCU stood for.
Oh, right, yeah, that's good to know, isn't it?
Actually, I'd say that. Let's take it up some sweet playgrounds.
I think I'm the only person who still calls it a skew.
I think you are. I've never once heard it called that.
I guess it never caught on.
Yeah.
I've been trying for 3 years to get it to catch on. No one's caught anything.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not. Didn't like that very much. Didn't handle the bumps particularly well with this because it's only got small, better future wheels.
They're quite floaty, aren't they?
I mean, it does all right.
It seems
like
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these are obviously not very standard hills, but that's pretty good for for saying
that ground clearance. It's going to help.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's good.
I like this. I almost feel that like you could fire explosive bolts, and then the two bits on the side would become like bikes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I missed that trick. No.
Oh no!
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Aardvark123, you've just literally tuned into your own text, mate. So
yeah, good timing.
I can say this would do work. This would do work in a campaign mode, for example.
I think this was pretty cool. Yeah,
just run around, cause a bit of havoc, and then scoop it all up.
Scoop up all the blocks with your skew.
Oh great! A car alarm has just started going off.
Flipping love that. Oh, fantastic!
Classic timing. Here we go. We got it. Yeah! Oh,
he's cleared that one as well.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Smashed it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this is cool. What have we got? What have we got under the hood? Not much going on. We've got some batteries. Okay, we've got. Yeah. Oh, is there a medium adjustment? I keep thinking they're linear motion engines, but they're not.
Oh no, they're not. No.
What's that doing for us there, Dave?
I'm not sure. Has he put any extra info on it? Good straight line speed, useless at turning, charges make use of the shields. No, he hasn't mentioned it. Maybe it's for balance in the air?
Like yes, that'd be why we were floating so much. That'd be why
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Jump.
Just give you some extra height.
Okay.
Look at that. Oh, spiking himself there.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
Alright,
that's nice, isn't it? Really nice.
Love that. And the next one up is the Zephyr is everything the Silver Trident wanted to be. Not only fast and powerful, but manoeuvrable too. It can climb hills, turn and run rings around enemies while pelting them with missiles.
Charge it up to get the most out of it, he says.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I mean, this looks cool. And he's done a good job with the design of it as well. Like red and white. The red, white, and blue Venture look. Very, very racy, and he's used. I can never remember what we call these blocks. What are the blocks with the smoothness on them? They're not Z blocks. We don't call them Z blocks. We call them Dino blocks or something. Yeah, Dino blocks. Yeah. See, again, this is why we needed bigger images for the inventory because being able to remember what they're all called is hard enough. And so if you swing around to the front, I like what he's done on the front there with that sort of like front bumper.
Yeah,
that looks really nice.
Sick.
Pretty swish. And he's got the prop propellers in there as well. So.
Well, the conveyor is that. I'm guessing this is like in theory, a campaign style tech, just because it has some functionality to it as well.
I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, it's always useful to have. He's got the conveyors on there as well. So presumably there's some kind of way to generate power from resources as well, or to at least sell them, which is great. It's always useful, especially when you get to end game, being able to just sweep up resources and have them churning through an automatic seller on your tech. That's like advanced level stuff.
Got it.
Oh, look at that, great mate! Stuck the land in there beautifully.
Right, this is a challenge. I'm not going to make this one at all, am I?
Oh, I don't know.
I might.
Oh, nearly. Oh. Just Tom Cruised it into the side of the wall.
Is that when he broke his ankle?
Yeah, on Mission Impossible.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the really idiot thing is he got up and tried to continue running on it. I was like, blimey. Unnecessary toughness there, Tom.
Do you know what I'm thinking? We've missed one. We missed one, guys.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, but still, that's well remembered. Any more questions? Aardvark, we were all roasting your build before you came in. Thong Stars having you on. He's roasting you himself there. We were all loving it. Aardvark, I hope you didn't forget the sherry marinade. Ah, clever.
Because of the roast?
Yeah, because of the roasting.
Okay, cool. Right, so this is it can complete any racetrack, even ground-based ones. Well, let's see. Oh, it can.
Whoa, that really
very
looks
twitchy.
Super manoeuvrable.
Oh, it's bloody throttled. It's throttled thrust. Calm down. Come on. Can you stop that now? I can't get it to stop by going forward.
What is this constantly going forward?
Yeah, you see the thrust.
Oh right, yeah. So what are the thrust controls been set to? Looks like it's just a standard one. So what's that? Pitch is what we want, right?
So the left shift is acceleration. There's no way to accelerate or decelerate.
Okay, well maybe we don't have a decelerate option, do we? Well, hang on. How is it doing that though? Like
there'll be some linear motion engines.
Oh, of course, yeah, linear motion engines, of course.
Let's do stunt.
Galvin on. You can post Matt or me. Just one of us is fine. Matt's probably the easier name to remember. You should change your full name to Guessy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel this could be quite an agile tech to go through the ramps. So let's just see how we get on.
Nice. Whoa. Nice little. They're not called barrel rolls. I can't remember what they're called. We had a whole thing about it last time I was on the stream.
We did. Oh, don't worry. That's carried on ever since.
It's still going on now.
Yeah.
You want to get Dave in here? He'll clarify for us.
Oh, I've lost it. Come on, where's the field of view so I can...
I think it's gone, mate. It's gone. I think you've run out of time, haven't you? Or because of the draw distance. You've lost it that way. Thunderflame. If you want to slow down, you have to press the opposite key of the direction you're going. So does that mean press right shift?
See, well, that's the trouble. I mean...
Propellers and acceleration are tied together. maybe if you change one of them, you might find it easier to slow down. I mean, the linear motion engine is powered by the propeller control, right?
No. So this is key. So the acceleration axis is bound to just left shift, so it needs an opposite one.
Yeah, it needs a reverse, basically.
So I need to basically rebind it, but I can't be bothered to do that. So I'm just going to fly around and crash into stuff.
Yay!
Cool. Right. Yeah. Well, we get the idea. This definitely. Yeah. This would do well around a race course for sure.
Oh, ZG's figured it out. Clever clogs. Well done, mate. He's pointing out he's probably bound his keys differently in the secondary menu, in the key binding menu.
Okay.
So when we've loaded it up, although it's loading the control scheme, it's not loading the key binds, which might explain why you can't stop.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, well figured out, man. Well, I don't think we're going to rebind the keys right now.
Next up is GK Vec. So these are usually, quite frankly, insane.
Oh, so this is one of our Chinese multi-tech crazy guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa, is he put a GIF on Steam? Can you do that?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing in itself. I can't wait to see the tech.
Right, okay, it's broken the computer, so that's always a good sign. Our frame rate has gone down to about 2 frames a second.
Classic.
Let's read the instructions. This is a self-charging castle in the air, which can stay in the air forever at any altitude you want. It's one of the cities of Laputa. It's based on the 1986 Studio Ghibli anime movie Castle in the Sky, but not an imitation.
Okay. Inspired by. Great. Okay. Right. So first of all, what's all that spinning stuff going on in there? Those are gyros.
Yeah.
He's got gyros in there.
So keeping us going. What is spinning us around though?
Does he mention anything about it? No, nothing specific. But stay in the air forever. Well, maybe the spinning part is sort of that aspect of it, like sort of generate, showing, what's keeping it. The spin is supposed to be what's keeping it airborne, but when really he's actually done something really clever. So maybe the spin is like an aesthetic look. But how's he got it to spin? That's a good question. See, the thing is with these clever techs, everything's buried dedeep inside of it, and I wouldn't want to start suggesting pulling it apart because then you're it might break it. What have we got under here? So he's got those are hover pads, right?
Hover pads keeping us up.
These are the big geocore hover pads.
And these are your charging blocks around the outside.
Yeah.
Or your battery packs around the outside. I'm guessing I can't see any anti-grav, so unless it's hoverbug keeping us up.
Maybe it's a hoverbug.
Could be hoverbug which is turning us.
I don't know. I mean, it's not multi-tech, right? Because you spawned it in via a snapshot.
Oh, it is multi-tech.
It is a multi-tech.
It is multi-tech.
Okay, right.
Everyone's saying press X. Okay, there you go. So it is multi-tech, and that's as zoomed out as we can get.
Oh, because it's now defaulted to a different tech.
It's a smaller tech in the middle.
So now it's charging the little techs in the middle. What's going on? This is like a mystery box. Oh, it's kind of cool. Whatever's going on there is spinning around perfectly in sync.
This is mental. Okay, yeah. So how are these things charging up?
It's really interesting. Sorry, just a side note. It's really interesting how on the edges here he's managed to get all the geocore blocks.
Yeah.
Like instead of them all being flush, he's using angle blocks to make like bits of it sort of point out. You know what I mean? So this is like a standard. This is like a standard block.
Yeah, but it's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out of the corner. Yeah, that's really.
This is what also boggles. There's some creators, GK Vec's one of them, that just get everything. They get the functionality. They functionally they make things that you couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, they can conceive of things that blow my mind.
Then they still manage to make them look good. So I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, last couple of weeks at Comcore, they did a bipedal kind of.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Not only did it function properly, but aesthetically you got the vibe of it as well.
Yeah, because it was doing that thing where like the legs move, but the body stay stiff. Yeah, like how you see those robots move around. So it looked exactly like that. It was fantastic.
Mental. And they just get it. I mean, if there was ever a pro TerraTech scene, they would be pro TerraTech.
Yeah, for sure.
They'd get sponsorship, no problem. Next up, is a block. It's still GKVec. It's called the block A. So let's see. Let's get this refreshing. I also want to get this off my screen because it's killing my frame rate.
All them mini. It's still there because
I'm going to restart.
Yeah, we'll have to restart.
Question: what is causing these frame drops? Is it a physics thing? Is it a Unity limitation?
Yes.
I have been trying to figure this out for ages. And I know there is no simple solution. It's basically all of the above. There's a lot of physics involved, as you saw there, and also Unity just isn't optimized for this type of game.
Yeah, basically. There's also the fact that, I'll try and phrase it in a jokey way. It's also your fault because you guys are doing stuff with the game which nobody ever imagined, and we struggle to keep up with enabling you guys to do that. We're doing the best that we can, but. It seems like whenever we make something, we put an optimization in, which might make it a bit easier. You guys come up with some other crazy idea that just sort of makes it all happen all over again. So, if you can have a really powerful machine and still suffer from these issues, so I would suggest that if you want to try and avoid them, the only thing you can really do is to build with restraint. But again, don't want to encourage you to do that because otherwise we wouldn't have all the cool multi-text like that last one.
Well, this is definitely Hoverbug.
Yeah.
I can see Hovers under there.
Oh yeah, he's got little wheels, has he?
He's got little wheels. So this means that we can then, from a safe distance, just Hoverbug above them. Okay. And just do that, basically. What's going on?
So why don't you pull that plate off the back there and we'll see. No. Yeah, so he's got wheels under there, so it's definitely the hoverbug that's going on. He's got the hoverbug fighting itself. That's weird. I'm not the biggest expert on the hoverbug. Once I was told that we weren't going to fix it because it would stop you guys from being able to do all the cool stuff that you do, I decided not to worry about it. It's probably the only bug that I've successfully been able to put out of the back of my mind since I started working here.
That's always an interesting one, actually. Have you ever worked on a game where the designers or whoever it is saying, actually no, let's leave that in because it's unintended, but it's also pretty bloody cool? No,
not really. But in general, most of my experience before working here was working on racing games, which are a bit more formulaic compared to something like TerraTech, where there's
more freeform.
There's way more freeform stuff and way more options for players to be able to do things. We did try and formalise it with a Better Future block, but I think there was a lot of players didn't think it was really doing the job.
There's still some work to be done there, I think. I know this is one for Chris, really. Chris is our lead designer. We put in the linear motion engine and anti-grav as a way to kind of legitimise Hoverbug and take the main features of it. So providing throttled thrust in any sort of direction, that's what the linear motion engine does. But also a sort of a limitless power. The trouble is, and this is something that I think we've sort of hit a wall with a little bit, it's a bug, it's an exploit for all intents and purposes. It provides unlimited lift in any direction and you can do some funky things, and essentially it's just overpowered. If you were to legitimize it, it'd just be too overpowered. Hoverbug by its very nature is always going to be better than anything else that we can do legitimately, because just by virtue of being an exploit. So it's kind of a tough one. I think Chris has got a job in his hands to sort of do it. I think the linear motion engine was a step towards that. And it was a way to add. Also, it's worth noting the Hoverbug is a feature that really, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, is the hardcore players. So you guys that are on stream that get it. You guys know more about it. You guys know how to use it and set it all up. For the lane, but because of that, it's enabled us to realise, that's actually quite a cool way of making text. So that's why we've sort of had a legitimate version, so that people that don't know about it can still kind of experience it, but obviously within the safe confines of a text. Because then Hoverbug can't be QA'd. With the amount of times we've had people come back to us and say, "Oh, you've done this, which has broken my Hoverbug tech." Well, we can't, because it's not technically supported. We're not going to continually make fixes based on that. Whereas if the linear motion engine was to break one day, we can fix that. That's something that's on us, right? We can fix it. So,
I think the better option is to leave it as is for now, and then if we can figure out a way to legitimise it in a block, great. But if not, it's still in there for players to play around with. Right, how many more have we got to go?
You've got to run off.
I usually do, but I can stick around for a little bit longer.
There's a handful.
Oh, that's alright. Yeah, I'll stick around. Well, let's blast through them. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So we've got Reaper X1 is up next.
Reaper.
So Reaper. Yeah.
Reaper's
From the old days. I love the look of this one.
TerraTech classic.
Halloween thing. Yeah. So this is a bitty bat. A couple of small flying Hovercrafts that make me smile every time I take them out. I feel like we've been neglecting chat for a little bit.
I've been keeping on top of it, like just sort of in my head. Well, it's not directly referencing what people have been saying. Like somebody asked about legitimising Hoverbug, and we basically just explained why we haven't been able to do that.
Of course, so yeah, I won't.
Galivinon is hitting us with lots of questions about how Unity works. Yeah, I mean, I would just defer to the code guys with this one. Am I saying his name right? Galvinon. Yeah, I would just defer to the code guys who say that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, John, and also John, our lead coder, I know for a fact that he's in constant cahoots with Unity. If there is something that we know is sort of bottlenecking the game or is causing us more problems than it's worth, John will be onto them in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And actually, more often than not, they are very good at addressing it, or they'll let us know if it's on their roadmap. Kind of what I do for you guys.
Yeah.
Letting us know, kind of where we're up to. I
mean, you'd be surprised how many times Unity release an update that breaks something in our game.
Oh yeah.
It happens quite a lot. So it's like it's not like a circle, but it's just like a chain of events all the time. Like it's not you make something, we change the game, it breaks your thing, we have to fix it.
Yeah.
We make something, Unity change the game, it breaks our game, they have to fix it. It goes all the way back,
What this means, I suppose, is that we should just, I guess, make our own game engine.
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah. But if we did that, then the coders definitely wouldn't have any time to do any of the cool stuff that we're trying to put in. So making it, I wouldn't know where to start, but making a game engine is no mean feat.
There you go.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. Matt's just done it. Right, let's sack all the coders. Don't need them anymore.
That's all it is. Well, we know we can keep them on. We can keep them on because they've got families.
Oh well, yeah.
They need to be that ruthless, but
Well, capitalism. Right. Okay.
Brilliant. So this is. I love the look of this. I think it's using the Hawkeye things. What are these?
The wings. Yeah, the wingtips. Yeah, they look really cool. It makes it look.
Are these the mandibles as well?
No, those are devil horns.
Oh, okay.
A special block. So it makes it look a lot more threatening having those things on the side.
Looks really cool. I think it just works really well. I think it just kind of because this obviously there's the Bare Future Cyber displays that I don't like it as an aesthetic. I think it's a bit too. I don't know. If you plonk it on, it just sort of sticks out.
You reckon?
I think so. Well, but when you do it like this and you kind of work around it, perfect.
I mean, I like those weapons because they look a bit different to some of the other ones. Like the Hawkeye ones all look really cool, but they are essentially they look like normal weapons for the most part. But the Better Future ones do look quite futuristic and stuff, so they're a bit more sci-fi. So yeah, I can certainly understand what you're saying, but on the other hand, I think there is definitely an advantage. Oh, this is another Reaper one. He's using vibroblades.
Awesome. Looking cool, man.
Yeah, they do look really cool, don't they?
Like fangs.
They are like fangs, I was about to say, yeah. So this one's the mini bats.
Vibro fangs. Do you know what else I like? I like that it's only got one eye. It's sort of like a one-eyed vampire.
Do bats only have one eye?
Vampires might.
Vampires.
Like before it got turned and you got a fight and you got like.
Yeah, a vampire might have it. I mean, I don't think it's a trait.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but maybe bats. No, bats have two eyes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What does Batman say?
Batman has two eyes.
Yeah,
he has two eyes.
Good to know.
I think we check.
Just get some Tipex. Doesn't get Tipex?
To do them things, yeah. The eye lenses that he has.
So what have we got? We've got a little bit of firepower. Yeah, this would do work. Doesn't need charging up. Oh, because it's got batteries on the top. Lovely, jubbly. Reaper X, killing it as always.
Thongstar's pointed out there's only one eye in Vampire, so maybe that's why it's only got the one on it. Good one, mate. I like that.
Thongstar, you beauty. Oh yes, that's done. That's made my day. That has absolutely made my day. Right, this is an easy one because it's Faltron, so it's a video. Oh, it's a testing. Oh, okay, right, okay, never mind.
Thunderflame said that bats actually have good eyesight. I thought they used like a sonar kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But
maybe that's what he's referring to.
Maybe what it is. Okay, so this is Faltron. This is a combat-focused multi-tech hovercraft with layered shielding. The base hover is fully bubbled with venture and there's a lot of text to read here. I'm just going to read the instructions. Press X after spawning, charge before use. WASD and QE, hold shift to float higher. Okay. It's not much higher, but enough.
Yeah, it's just almost like going up an extra level, I guess. It's pretty cool. He's got receivers on sideways on the back. Are they actually connected to anything, or is it just for aesthetics? Oh yeah, they're connected straight to the delivery handlers.
So you're not going to get good returns on your resources because you need to refine them.
Not refining them. That's true. That's true. If you could refine them, and there are mobile refineries.
But it just means you've got to break more stuff, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't teleport after deployment. That is correct. Gosh darn it. Do I need to swap it? Come on, why can't I swap? So let's just charge. You can't deploy because if we were to teleport, we'd only the master text wouldn't come with us.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But you knew that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. I'm gonna send this one back. Okay, that'll do.
Yeah, you got the undo button on there. Somebody mentioned earlier that the undo button was off center, but it looks okay to me.
Where is the undo?
It's just this bit now. Yeah, timed out, yeah. But
ooh, that wasn't it. A nice.
yeah, I should probably get bugging for that. I'm sure that's an easy fix. I guess the loading hints don't need to appear when teleporting.
That's a hot fix right
So
there.
it seems like a fix. That's what I would do.
Okay, let's hit X and see what this can do.
All the turrets already destroyed.
I think all of them are they?
Looks like maybe they might.
No, we got.
ZG's pointing out we could just spawn a tech and make it an enemy.
Yeah, that's too
Stop being so
easy.
smart, mate.
Stop
Look at
being-
me. Oh,
Stop doing
make
good
me feel
stuff.
like I'm dropping IQ points minute per minute. Right.
Here we go.
Okay.
So multi-text, I'm not doing anything. I did do that, but for the most part, the
Oh, the AI's firing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess increases your fire rate a bit more as well, would it? Nah, not really.
I don't know. I don't think so because there's no change in reload time unless you somehow manage to sync it. So if it took like 5 seconds for the AI to refire and you pressed it after 2.5 seconds.
Okay.
But I mean, there's no way of knowing that.
But I think we're not going to do this.
I've got a feeling that the
Yeah, my battery's already nearly down.
yeah, those guys might be enough to finish you off.
If I can just sort of get around. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at that!
Beautiful.
Oh, should never have doubted you, mate.
No, I know. Didn't
No.
even run out of battery. Okay, the point of this tech is that the Hawkeye shield drops out under sustained fire. What Hawkeye shield?
The Havoc one, the sort of I'm not sure what it is. It's a dodecahedron shaped one. Is the Hawkeye shield.
Right.
But like, what's he saying? So, in ideal situations, such as in the video below, a significant. Oh, you just scrolled it down. Okay.
I'm sorry, mate.
That's right, mate. A significant amount of damage is deleted since the Hawkeye shield cannot drain more than one battery's worth of power at a time. That's interesting. Maybe we should just show the video so we can see.
Yes, let's
what's
do
going
that.
on. Yeah.
Let's just do it. Rather than us trying to fumble our way through. Let's pause the music. That should take you guys to my desktop.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first one to go, and then you've still got another layer of. Oh.
Oh, I see. Oh, look! What? It's just popped right back up straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. I might have to spend a bit more time looking at the build, the makeup of that tech, and seeing how you've done that.
Falchoin.
Valchoin.
Falchoin.
Falchoin. Wonderful.
Yeah. Apologies, guys. We're gonna have to rattle through these last. Oh, actually, no, we're fine. You got time?
Yeah, I can give you like 5 more minutes or so. Yeah.
Alright. maybe we'll skip over. So Feltron did have a second tech. We're running out of time, right? So I'm going to skip over that. Next up, let's scooch this one back.
Yeah, try and remember to show it next time. That's always a good shout.
Yeah.
Try and remember.
The next one doesn't seem to want to work.
Was it not?
It's not recognising it as a snapshot.
Strange. Well, you're just dragging it from the website.
Let's replace it.
Does it say it's a PNG for sure?
It is PNG.
Just try closing and opening the tech loader. Weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with that one.
How do you pronounce that?
Kigari
128. Doesn't want to work with your snapshot, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Sorry, dude. Or do that.
So yeah, Thongstar, it is a multi-tech. That Faltron is a multi-tech. Essentially, once the first shield goes down because the batteries are reduced, I'm guessing it has remote chargers that then charges it back up again.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
Yeah, so it's a mini tech inside. But, well, yeah, Zero Gravitas just said that. Yeah, Hawkeye shield on little tech inside, wirelessly charged from the main tech.
It's got a nice little refinery, not refinery,
Selling
payload cannons at the back. That's nice.
Okay.
Right then, so last up is Zero Gravitas.
CG Spider Queen and Spiderlings. You sound like you wanting to update the Spider King with the Spider Queen.
So it's got a little mate.
Oh, look at that
That
arm,
does look
mate.
so
You know when you put that on the ground and fire it, those things are going to work like little tarantula legs, aren't they? That's probably what's going to happen.
Let's have a read. Anyway, take the Spider Queen, a delayed Halloween build. If you think the new Spider King is too puny, so you can try this. It spits off 4 small spiderling techs that dance about on the ground thanks to wheel physics. Just a fun build, not very practical, based on jumping spider. Okay, cool. So, how are we floating right now? Oh, okay, hobbits, that's why.
Right, yeah.
And there's some guys, these dudes on the back.
Yeah, those are the spiderlings. So quite clever here from ZG. He's got the wheels on their side, so when they collide with the ground, the wheel physics gets a bit confused and doesn't behave correctly.
Bang.
So they're like, it looks like they're like creeping around.
That's pretty funny.
That's really clever. See, yeah, this is why I love the players that we've got, because they find bugs and then turn them into something really cool and interesting.
Or in this case, just something that looks wicked.
Yeah.
No other function other than they just look hilarious.
It just looks cool, man.
And if you did put some weapons on here, they'd be pretty nasty little blighters to deal with.
It would be, yeah. I mean, one of the things our AI does, annoyingly, is the classic tactic of just running around behind you and shooting you from behind. So these guys might struggle with that, but because they're so small, if they get underneath your tech, then they become a real pain because you can't really target them. So any kind of small tech like that is always a tricky one.
Apparently they are. They just say they're missiles. They're missiles.
It's got missiles on the spiderlings.
Oh yeah, there is. Look, they're fighting each other. Oh.
How are they shoot? What kind of weapon? This is just the weapon that's on the AI block, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know. Can you take control of one? Yes, it's only got an AI cab on it. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like it's got the whatchamacallit. Yeah, it's just got the Hawkeye. Oh no, no, it's not that one, is it? It's they must have the Hawkeye thing on them. Yeah, because if it had that cab, you'd be able to switch to it.
Well, see you later, mate. I've got to get ready. Yeah, I'm causing too much grief.
That's natural, though, isn't it? Like, don't spider parents eat their young.
That's it.
So there you go.
Well, this looks amazing. I absolutely adore this a lot.
Yeah, ZG always comes up with some cool and interesting stuff.
I love that the Spider King now has a Spider Queen.
Yeah,
like every king should have.
I'm sure Chris will consider putting it in a mission somewhere. I don't know. You know, maybe we'll do it's not called Wood Creek Bridge. It's called
What's your name?
the Fort.
Yeah.
Fort 2.
Right. Well, there you go.
Cool. Yeah, this was fun.
Thanks for dropping on.
Oh, cheers. No, thanks for inviting me, mate. Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, it's been good.
Give Ada a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you very much. And let's give Guesty a round of applause for doing this every week and knocking out of the park every week.
So, here's something that we're going to do, and I should have. I've been sort of not teasing it. I've been wanting to mention this for a while. Not a while. I'll just say it. We know you guys love designing blocks and making, having your own input on to how you think block should be added, and we want to give you guys a chance to do that. So what we're going to do, I think probably from next week, just to give myself a bit of time to prepare stuff, we're going to ask you guys to 3D design and model your own, and it doesn't need to be very good. It can be a drawing in paint. You can literally hand draw something and take a picture of it and submit it to the forum, or to a thread that I'm going to create. And then essentially we're going to take the sort of maybe the top 5 or 6 ideas that we think are the most feasible, so the ones that either require least code time, because that, like we were saying earlier, is quite an expensive resource, but also things that we actually think fill a gap in the game. We're going to add them. Sorry, no, we're not. We're going to take the top 5 or 6, depending on how many we get, and actually you guys are going to vote on them. We're going to get you guys to sort of essentially decide between amongst yourselves which ones you want to see added, and then we can then take those designs, give them to our art team, who are then going to effectively go through the process of adding them to the game. We've got a whole blog post on how our designers or artists add these blocks, so give that a read if you can. Just go to TerraTechGame.com and go to the blog section. There's a whole blog post on there, and that'll take you through how these will get added. But effectively, yeah, we just want you guys to we know you guys enjoy doing that, and we want to sort of embrace that, and it's just a good chance for us to kind of use your guys' ideas in a fair and useful way. So yeah, keep your eyes on the forums. We'll post about it on Discord and also on Twitter as well, just so we can get as much input from you guys as possible. But yeah, we think this is going to be quite an exciting way to add some new blocks to the game, and keep you guys happy, because it's always a tough one. We know you guys want to do all this stuff. It's just been quite hard for us to kind of liaise with that. But this is a good way for us to actually implement that, and hopefully.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting. I'm interested to see what the players come up with.
Yeah. More for you to QA as well.
Oh, gosh darn it.
Actually, hopefully not. The idea being, they will mainly just, they'll form a function, but it's like that we can, like I said earlier, we can't put much code time into it. So it'll be mainly the art team that'll sort of take it, and they'll artify it. So we're not going to have like whole new functioning blocks, add new functions.
It's a nice opportunity for players to be able to get a design of theirs into the game.
The best example actually I can give was Salem Black did those angled Hawkeye armor blocks. He was the one that sort of did the initial 3D artwork on that, and then Rob kind of took inspiration from that and did our own one. So that's kind of the way that we're thinking. As long as it doesn't sort of require much functional code, we'll be good. Cool. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, actually, I'm going to jump on the J-Dog. Piston blocks, that's the wrong way of thinking about this. Piston blocks are, we've had James on before who's talked about piston blocks. Piston blocks don't work in TerraTech, as it currently stands. Piston blocks and hinge functionality stuff, they're just a no-go.
I thought we put that to bed about 2 years ago, actually.
But it's just one of those things that's just going to give them really...
Yeah, people still want them, don't they?
So yeah, just think things that don't require more functionality, just the sort of blocks that like, again, the best example I can give is the angled Hawkeye armor blocks. Alright guys. And I'm like, we can end now, go, bye!